right direction. That's the biggest problem the president and the Democrats have.
Now, quickly, let's get to the Senate. Pat Toomey versus Joe Sestak. Likely voters 40 to 31% favor Toomey, and registered 31 to 28% again favor Toomey, but it gets a lot closer. Is there any hope in that for Joe Sestak?
I actually think this is going to be a closer election. I mean, Sestak's an indefatigable campaigner. His problem is, look, this election is ideological warfare. There's Joe Sestak, he voted for all of the president's agenda, even though the president supported, who was that guy? Oh, Earl Inspector, right? Pat Toomey can't find anything in that agenda he likes. It's ideological warfare. There's no center in that race. And the president's job performance, 37% positive. So the difficulty that Sestak is, he's running in support of an agenda that the voters think hasn't worked. It's the president's agenda, with a president whose job performance is 37%. That's positive. That's the problem.
But when I look at these two men, well, some of their chief arguments against each other, it's like a seesaw. Sestak will say, this is the guy that deregulated Wall Street. Toomey will say, this is the guy that voted for the bailouts. If I'm voting on economic issues, I'm kind of mad at both of them.
Well, you're not happy with both of them, but the problem the Democrats have is that they've been in power. They'll be in power almost for 2 years. The recession continues. See, that's the problem. If the stimulus and the bailouts had worked, if the economy were picked up and unemployment were down and people were optimistic, the voters would look at this and say, this worked. It didn't work. However, you are right about one thing. The one thing we're going to hear is that Pat Toomey is literally responsible for the recession. He's the derivative king. He brought on the recession. And, of course, from Toomey, we're going to hear, oh, that Sestak's just that liberal Democrat that caused the downfall of Western civilization.
Which one works more with people? Do you have a sense of which one they care about more?
Well, right now, it's not a question that they're voting for the Republicans. That's an important point. They're voting against Democrats because they're in power during the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression.
So it's really Sestak's to win, not Toomey's to lose.
Well, it's going to be Toomey, very disciplined. He runs a very tight campaign. No, what has to happen is the rising tide has to lift all the Democratic votes.
Good luck on that one in 3 months. All right. Thank you, Terry Madonna.
Thanks for having me.
We'll take a short break.